What's up everybody, and welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're going to take a look at this 2024 Mercedes Benz GLE 450 4MATIC. This particular spec is finished off in diamond white metallic. MSRP is around $82,000 with the AMG line with night package. So it's a pretty nice spec overall. So let's get right into it. Underneath the hood of the 2024 Mercedes Benz GLE 450, you're going to find a 3-liter inline 6-cylinder turbocharged motor equipped with a mild hybrid system. It pumps out 362 horsepower with 369 pound-feet of torque, and then the hybrid system offers an additional 21 horsepower. You're going to expect 20 miles per gallon in the city with 25 out on the highway, all running on a 22.5 gallon fuel tank, and maximum cruising range is nearly 600 miles. It offers a 9-speed automatic transmission with 4MATIC all-wheel drive, and it can even send 100% of the power to either of the axles. Curb weight is 7,700 pounds, and it can still do 0 to 60 in 5.5 seconds. And then now moving on to the exterior styling. The AMG line package along with that night package gives it a much more aggressive look. You'll see gloss black accents all throughout it, as well as those body colored fender flares. But we get a set of LED headlights with a blacked out design, and you even get daytime running lights. The grille features a very cool looking triangular shaped mesh design finished in chrome. You're also going to see more chrome trim and massive Mercedes badge, which is also a safety sensor. There's a forward facing camera as well, and the grille is pretty large to allow maximum cooling. I love all the body color you're going to see up front with all the gloss black trim surrounding it. You get parking sensors up here as well, more gloss black in the lower portion of the bumper, and then a big opening to allow cooling to the radiators. You can see all the cool contours, and I think the GLE really comes together nicely. It's a fantastic looking car up in front. You get the second Mercedes logo on the front of the hood, and then some clean body lines flowing all the way towards the windshield. If we move around the front, making our way to the side profile, you're going to see those body colored fender flares that protrude outwards just to give this that more aggressive AMG design. Then you can also see the 20-inch 5-spoke wheels. We get a two-tone color, the AMG logo as well, just a really nice overall design. Along the side profile, you're going to see a really sharp body line in the lower portion with a nice looking side skirt. We also get body color for the door handles with some chrome trim, and then gloss black on the mirror caps. There's an integrated LED turn signal as well as a side view camera, and then all gloss black trim surrounding the windows. We get of course that panoramic roof up top with blacked out for the roof rails. Then the overall side profile is super proportional. I like how the overall design comes together, and that third window in back has a really clean design. You can see more smooth body lines all throughout the side, that nice bulging rear fender flare to give it that AMG style. And then up above that, you can see an integrated spoiler with your third brake light. There's also more gloss black trim surrounding the rear glass. We get a set of LED taillights finished off in red, and I love how smooth they are in relation to all the bodywork. You get your 4MATIC badge along with Mercedes and GLE 450, and then a nice chrome trim piece connecting both taillights. The backup camera is going to pop out underneath that trim piece. Then we get really sharp body lines in the liftgate. It flows really nicely to the rear bumper, and you even get a trim piece on the farthest side. There's all black trim for the lower diffuser, along with some gloss black and dual chrome exhaust tips. We got integrated trailer hitch down below that as well, and I think overall the design comes together super classy. Everything flows together very well, and it's a very nice looking car. And then taking a look at the key fob, we get lock, unlock, your tailgate release, as well as the panic button. Really nice aluminum design. If I go ahead and lock the vehicle, power side mirrors are going to fold in. Then all you have to do is grab the door handle, everything will unlock, and we can move on to the interior. We get a really nice beige leather interior with some black accents as well as brushed aluminum. Taking a look at the door panel now, finished off mostly in black with this nice beige on the insert area. Get some padding on your armrest, as well as a nice grab handle, all of your window controls and mirror controls, release handle with lock and unlock, and there's even ambient lighting throughout the sides, Burmester audio, heated and ventilated seating with all the controls as well as memory seating. Then we have some storage down below that with your tailgate release. We get Mercedes Benz on the door sill finished in aluminum, and then a really nice design for the seats. We get the smooth leather and then all of this perforated leather throughout the center. Really comfortable design and very classy looking. Then we get a nice padded design for this headrest. We get a 3-spoke steering wheel as well with some piano black aluminum trim and your Mercedes badge. And then now inside the GLE 450, keeping my foot on the brake, we can go ahead and fire it up. Both of the screens are going to turn on, and we get a really nice design for the LCD gauge cluster. It is configurable using the controls on the left side of the steering wheel, so if I go ahead and hit the home icon, you can see all your different adjustments. If I swipe to the left, we get a really cool sport display for it. Then you can continue over into a much more clean looking, and I like how all the colors are going to change. We have a full screen navigation setup, driver's assistance. You even get an off-road mode one with all sorts of different designs. Really neat with that. We also have servicing you can view. And then if we go into here and scroll up, you can actually control what you want to see on your heads-up display system. So if you can see, we have our speedometer right here. We have a sport mode design. You can also go into the standard one, which will have some speed limits. We have an off-road one as well to match, eco display, and then a few more things. So really cool the way they've done everything on the screen. We of course have your speedometer, some few vitals down below that as well. So then if we take a look at the steering wheel now, we have controls on the right side that are actually going to control Bluetooth and audio, as well as the screen on the right. We have cruise control settings on the left side. Your gear selector is on the right stalk, along with paddle shifters. Then you can see windshield wipers on the left. To the left of the steering wheel, we can see your electronic park and brake, headlight control, as well as the steering column adjustment. You get this really nice gloss black trim with striping, as well as ambient lighting, one of your air vents and the heads-up display unit itself, and then some nice smooth black leather material with more stitching. You get more of that gloss black with striping all across this dashboard, and I love how you can see the 4 air vents. You got more of this trim. And then if we take a look at the screen right in the center, we have all the different shortcuts you would expect to see. You can swipe over with all your touchscreen. You even have more off-road settings, which is a really cool design to see. Then going back, we have vehicle information you're able to view, going back to the main screen, and you can also configure the screen using this touch-sensitive pad. So we have our home icon. You can easily swipe over and go into everything really simply. And then if we go ahead and put the vehicle into reverse, we get our backup camera on the right, a top-down view on the left. You can also adjust a few different items like that, and you have all of your different settings on the far right side to view different camera angles. So really nice to see pretty much every aspect within the car. And we can go ahead and tap the P button and put this into park. Underneath the screen, you're going to get those 4 air vents and then physical climate controls. We have dual zone temperature, your syncing, and if you toggle this icon, we go into our menu. So you can also use the touchscreen buttons and adjust all of your different climate settings. Now if you go back to home and just swipe over and go into the comfort, you can get more settings within the vehicle for your seats. So you have all of your massaging seats. If you go into the seat itself, this is where you're going to adjust lumbar support and more things like that. So I like how you have your basic controls on the door, and then it's really easy to adjust how you'd like your lumbar and a little bit more customizations. Heating as well. Then the interior ambient lighting you can easily change. Underneath all of that, we get more of this really cool black color, and if we push this forwards, we get your 2 cup holders. We also have this icon as well that you're able to cool them. We get our wireless phone charging along with a plug, and we can easily slide this back. I really like the ambient lighting on the side along with these really cool grab handles. We have that touch sensitive button, your volume on off, a few shortcuts for the radio system, and then on this left side we have a shortcut to the cameras, a shortcut to the car as well, so you can get a few more controls. And then we have our drive mode select right here in this toggle. So we have all sorts of different drive modes to really customize how you'd like the vehicle to operate, and it gives you a pretty cool depiction. Behind that we have a nice armrest so you can easily do this in comfort, and then your air ride suspension control, some nice padding for your armrest, and then quite a lot of storage in the center as you would expect. And moving to the glove box now, pretty large bucket as you would expect, and you even get an air freshener design. So then one last look at the interior, really premium place to be. Got a lot of nice tech, really good designs. And then we get a massive panoramic sunshade up and top. All of your controls are right here. If I go ahead and pull this back, we can open up the glass piece. And I like how you have your dome light controls and a nice frameless mirror. And then moving on to the rear seat space, if I grab the door handle and open it up, door panel's finished off just like we saw up in front. Get all the same colors and nice materials. And then the back seats are all smooth leather with a nice stitching. This can seat 3 people back here, and then we can pull the centerpiece down. You get a nice armrest along with 2 cup holders. Then you get vents up in front, a few plugs, and then just a little bit of storage. And then if you also grab the handle, we can pull these seats down and they fold nice and flat to give you better access into the cargo area. So then hopping into the back seat now, this is a pretty comfortable SUV overall. Now I'm 5'11" sitting here, and I have plenty of headroom, honestly several inches, especially with the glass. You have a really good armrest, good visibility with all the windows, so it feels nice and open. And the recline is actually pretty good. While they don't recline any additional amount, however, it's a pretty good layout, and the headrest is in a pretty comfortable spot as well. Up above that, we even get your LED dome lights as well as your grab handles. And then moving on to the cargo area, I can just tap the button on the key fob, or of course press the button on the liftgate itself. This is going to open up and reveal a ton of storage space. It's nice and squared off as well, so it really makes for a pretty usable utility vehicle. We even have a button on this far side that you can press, and it's actually going to lower the rear suspension to give you a little bit easier access. Underneath the floor, you can pull this up, and we do get a nice size spare tire with a little bit of storage in here. Storage net on the left side, even with a privacy cover if needed. And then from the back, it's actually pretty easy to grab these handles and push these seats out of the way. So it's a pretty usable SUV to get all that cargo area. And then we can pull this down and really get all the space. And with everything folded down, you can see just how much more storage space you're gonna get, and you can see how squatted the rear is after lowering that suspension. Entering through the side, you can see how they fold nice and flat, plenty of space up in front, and this GLE certainly is a very practical SUV. All right, setting off in the GLE 450. Honestly, has plenty of power. It's not an AMG version or the bigger versions of this. This is kind of the middle of the road trim level for the GLE, but honestly, it's peppy enough. The 9-speed delivers power really well. Shifts smooth, it's easy to drive. You have a really good view out too. Huge windshield with great visibility. Mirrors all do a fantastic job letting you know what's going on around you. Of course, cruise control and everything works fantastic, especially with the steering intervention, kind of drives itself. Over your right shoulder, visibility is pretty good. That third window does a good enough job, even though that headrest is kind of blocking a little bit, but honestly have no issues with it. Suspension is a big thing you're gonna notice. It is so comfortable in here. It rides like you're on a cloud. It is just a really pleasant vehicle. Super quiet in here. I mean, you just don't hear the elements. It is a really comfortable, luxurious place. If we toggle it into sport mode and go into manual mode, you can actually still drive this and kind of play with it a little bit. Really confident, hitting sharp turns. There's no body roll. This really is a competent car. And with the off-road mode, you know, if we were to go into there, of course, the crazy screens, I mean, you can just do the utility in this. So I like how well-rounded this is. This is like the perfect family SUV. You can take it to work and back, grocery shopping and back, deal with the kids, but then you can tow with it, haul with it, and even hit some dirt trails. So it is a really good blend. And I'm just having no issues just comfortably driving it around. It's a great place. Technology is also easy to use. I think Mercedes finally fixed everything to where there's no redundancies. There used to be too many ways to do all the same thing. Now it's just super simple. I like how you have controls on the right side to do that screen, control on the left side to do this screen. So it's just simple, and yet it looks really nice at the same time. And then having this one down here also makes it super usable. So there's really nothing more, nothing less that you would need out of it. This is just a good all-around luxury car. I'm really enjoying it. The seats are also super comfortable. Everything you touch in here feels like a nice material. Sharper turn like that. I mean, I don't know. I don't really have any complaints. It's a comfortable, luxurious SUV that can kind of do it all. Even when you hit big bumps, it just takes it. And there is plenty of power. The electronics give it about 21 horsepower, so it just kind of helps eliminate a little bit of the flat spot down low. When you're coasting or going downhill, the electric motor is basically driving you. And then the range, I mean, we still have 450 miles left on it. This gets really good gas mileage. Yeah, I think the GLE is definitely a worthwhile SUV. If you just want a well-rounded luxury SUV, can't go wrong. All right, so spinning around to my honest thoughts with this vehicle. Honestly, I think highly of the GLE. I have never really driven one. It's probably been a couple years since I actually filmed one, but it seems like a super well-rounded option, a perfect family SUV. That's all I can think about with this. I feel like my wife and I, in our life situation right now, we could both use this and do everything we need. You know, we could use this to go grocery shopping. I could use this to haul stuff, haul a utility trailer, and just use this like an SUV, a utility vehicle at the end of the day. If we drive to Michigan and back to visit her family, honestly, I would have zero issues. This would be an amazing car to drive. Great gas mileage, plenty of comfort, plenty of space. This is a sweet option. And honestly, I think the price is pretty impressive too. It is plenty powerful, it gets up to speed without any hiccups. And I spec'd one online a little under 80,000, so you don't need to get, the AMG line package. So there's a few things you could live without that I'm perfectly fine with taking off to get it under 80 grand. But when this car got delivered, I didn't have a window sticker, I didn't know how much it cost, and driving it around, I liked it a lot. Looking online, the base price of a GLE is like 58 or something like that. So already I was thinking pretty high of this car just because there's really no complaints. There's no loose ends for the price point, and you're getting a top brand. You're getting a really nice Mercedes. It's just a pleasant vehicle to rack up miles. And I've noticed driving it the last few days, I don't get tired driving it. I don't mind continuing to drive. Even if I have, traffic or something to deal with, it seems to not bother me when I'm in this because it's just so comfortable and nice to be in here. Sound system sounds really good. All the technology and everything works. The comfort levels, you can get so perfectly comfortable to where you're driving, even if you have traffic, a long commute. I don't ever find myself wanting to hurry up and get home. I don't mind just being in here. So I think that says a lot about why you would obviously pay more for a Mercedes over other brands. But that's what you get with a luxury brand. You get something where you don't want to get out of it. And I feel like this is just that well-rounded sweet spot of the utility, the luxury, and the efficiency, and even normal things like that. I really have no complaints. Mercedes, you guys did a great job with this GLE. This is just, I don't want to get out of it, and I've only used 1/8 of a tank in 3 days of driving. So it seems like a car you can just drive, and just worry-free. So that is it for the 2024 Mercedes Benz GLE. This thing, the 450, certainly a option to put on the list. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, stay tuned for plenty more content, and I'll see you all in the next video.